Hey guys, welcome to this little bonus video that I'm shooting to go with the "You have to make yourself the only person who controls your dreams" post. And I have 10 questions that will help you actually find out what your dream is and pinpoint it. Now, the link to this spreadsheet is on the page. You can download that, copy it, modify it, tweak it, whatever you want, but I'm just going to walk you through it real quick and put my answers in so you can see what the process looks like of finding out what your dream actually is. Now, question number one, why are you doing what you're doing? What is your theme? And that question actually comes from Derek Sivers, who's an entrepreneur who built a huge business selling CDs and then sold that, gave all the money to charity, and now he just does his own thing, does his writing, and he has that question, and he says you can have a theme in your life, and that can be freedom, that can be money, that can be fame, leaving a legacy, leaving something behind for the world. You want the world to remember you, and it's best explained, my theme is freedom. Now, that means I just want to have the freedom to walk away from anything or anyone. So basically, I want to be self-sufficient financially so that I don't have to take a job just because it pays the bills or that I have to work with somebody I really don't want to work with just because it pays the bills. So I just want to have the freedom to walk away from anything, and that's basically it means I want to spend my time in whatever way I want, and for that I need financial freedom. And that would mean the world to me to just be able to get up in the morning and say, what can I do to help people today? What do I want to do today? What do I want to put my time towards? And so my theme is freedom from a job and having to work to pay the bills. So that will be my theme. Question number 2. 18 months from now, what achievement would have the biggest positive impact on your life with respect to your theme? Now, Peter Drucker says 18 months is a really good time frame for you to accomplish any project. I also like a year. I think that's also a good time frame. But anything in between, I want to say 6 and 18 months, can be a really good time frame to actually make substantial progress on your goal. And for me, it would be, for example, that can be a financial number. For me, it would be maybe $3,000 in monthly income. That could be a big achievement for me. Maybe I should say $1,000 of that income as passive income. That will be awesome, right? If I have $1,000 of passive income every month, that will mean for me the bills are paid, because right now I live on roughly $1,000 a month, and I could spend the rest of the money and my entire time towards whatever I want. That will be awesome. Now, that will be a good achievement for me to have. Now, for you, that could also mean having an email list of 10,000 email subscribers that you can email at any time and sell something to, and that also creates that freedom. Or it could be having run a charity campaign in your name or something similar. But make this a big accomplishment, something that you really, really think that would move you a lot towards your goal and bring you closer to your theme. Number 3. Have you ever had the feeling that a discipline or field was tailor-made just for you? Now, I think this question comes from Robert Greene Mastery, and he talks about that we all have talents, and some of us are more talented than others, but you can always make up for that with work. But if you just have this inclination, this gut feeling that something is perfect for you, then you should probably trust that feeling. And you should go with your strengths as opposed to your weaknesses. because doubling down on your strengths will get you where you want to go so much faster instead of fixing all these things that are supposedly wrong with you. So for me, writing, for example, is a very good one because I'm an introvert. I have always loved sitting in my room playing by myself, whether that was with Legos as a kid or video games when I was a teenager, or just listening to music hours on end, being on my own, and also writing. I enjoyed the writing assignments in school. I loved writing essays. I loved writing fiction, so creatively, and non-fiction. Didn't matter to me. I loved writing, and I remember during the exams I would always write a ton of words, and my teacher would complain, "Nick, you write too many words. It takes forever to actually grade it." So I really like writing. For you, that could be something in sports, could be, maybe it's math, maybe you're really good with numbers. So it doesn't have to be necessarily something super creative, just something that you like or that you feel you have a natural gift for. When you tried it for the first time, you really liked it, and you were also kind of good at it. Next question. What completely consumes your attention once you start doing it? For me, that would be two things: reading, writing, and games. These are the three I can come up with. So when I play a good video game, for example, I could play that for hours, and I could as a kid, so I would play all night long or through the night. If it was a good game and it was gripping, I would just not stop. Now, reading the same, I read entire Harry Potter books, and these are huge, big ass books with like 700 plus pages. I read those in like a weekend because I would just not leave my bed and read through those all day. And writing is kind of similar. If I really sink my teeth into a good article that I like and I want to get it out because I just want to finish writing it because I like the topic of the article, then it can be really hard to actually get me away from the laptop. Next question. What makes your heart race with excitement? And this is excitement in two ways. First of all, it's supposed to be exciting in a way that you're looking forward to it, but this should also be a little bit scary. For me, for example, it's publishing something online. Publishing a blog post or sending an email to my email list. Because when I press send or publish on something that I know a couple hundred people or even a couple thousand people will read and get and receive, it makes me kind of anxious about the feedback. So for you, that might be something like surfing or maybe skydiving. The jump out of the plane makes you really excited, and you're of course scared, but you want to do it because you've done a few jumps and you actually like doing it. Or that could maybe be presenting a first time pasta recipe to your friends. Maybe you really like cooking and you keep on trying new recipes, and you also show them to your friends and cook them for your friends, but then you're really scared what they'll think and if they'll actually like it. So this should be something along those lines. What do you believe is worthwhile doing that other people might not agree on? Now, this one is, if you're doing something and it's a bit controversial, then that's usually a good sign. And it's usually a sign that you're on the right track too, because nothing that's good or worth having comes easy, right? So a lot of people will tell you you can't do it. And for me, that would be writing a personal blog. And because my blog's in my name, and tons of people will be like, if your blog's not around a certain theme, or if it's you have to be in a certain niche, or you have to create a brand, and otherwise it will never take off. It will never work. And to that I can only point to James Clear and say, look at that guy. He just has his name as his URL. Or Michael Hyatt, I think, is another one. And these people get hundreds of thousands of visitors each month. James Altucher, another one, right there. 3 counterexamples. Yeah, so for you that might be sticking with the food, combining Mexican and Asian food. Maybe you like doing that, and other people say, well, it sucks, you can't combine these two. I don't know. They're probably wrong. So, yeah, what do you believe in that other people might not believe in? What did you grow up around? For me, so as you saw up here already, have you ever had a feeling that a discipline or field was tailor-made just for you? What completely consumes your attention? I kind of went back to what I did as a teenager and as a child, and you should do the same thing here, because a lot of the times your dream's already inside you, and you just have to go back to a time when things were much simpler and you said, well, I want to be an astronaut or whatever. When you were a kid and you just didn't care what anyone thought or what anyone told you could be or you could not be, and just go back to that, because that's usually where we find a lot of the things that will actually make us happy later in life. So for me, that was books. My mom has the biggest bookshelf in the world, I think. She's read so many books, it's insane. Video games, the internet, definitely. I grew up around that. I wish I had started actually building stuff on the internet way sooner, because I could have been way further ahead, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, that's pretty much it. What do strangers compliment you on? I want to say my big knowledge. People tell me I'm knowledgeable, so like I know a lot of random facts, maybe, that you would find in a dictionary or in a what is it called? Like on Wikipedia. But people tell me you know a lot of these things. What do they also compliment me on? My English. People usually tell me my English is pretty good. Yeah, that's about it. What did you do over the last 10 years? Now that's where you spent the majority of your time for the last 10 years, because if you've been in a certain industry for the last decade, then you can hardly discredit that experience. You have that experience, no matter whether it's going to be directly related to what you're going to do next or not. That usually doesn't matter, because there's always something you learn doing that's going to be helpful later on. And what I did was I did homework in school. So let me put that under studying. So I studied a lot. What else did I do over the last 10 years? I think studying is actually the most accurate, the majority of my time went towards studying. And lastly, what can you talk about effortlessly on a Saturday night? Now this is supposed to be something, because whatever you do, it's supposed to be on a topic that you actually like talking about and that comes easy to you, so you don't run out of things to say and to create. And for me, that's definitely self-improvement. Ideas, so business ideas and other ideas. Movies, can talk a lot about movies. Yeah, I think it's pretty much it. And if you answer these questions and you go through them again, you will see there's something woven into that already that can be pretty much directly derived as what you should do next. So if you go through mine, I want to be free from having a job and just be able to pay the bills by creating my own income. So I have to create some kind of passive income, right? So I think writing is kind of made for me, and I really like to write because it consumes my attention. I also like publishing things and actually getting feedback from people on my writing. So I'm not bent on my writing's perfect, this blog post is the best ever, blah, blah, blah. So I always appreciate the feedback people have, but I'm also a bit anxious about whether people will actually like it. So I really want people to like my writing. What do I believe is worthwhile doing? I think writing is definitely worthwhile doing, because that's just something I do for me and I enjoy doing, no matter what people say. I did a lot of reading and writing as a kid, thanks to the studying and the books and the internet that I grew up with. And strangers compliment me on my knowledge and my English, so me writing in English would probably make sense, and I probably have enough stuff to talk about, especially in the areas of self-improvement and maybe business ideas and movies. Who knows, maybe I might start a movie blog sometime. So you can already guess that I'm kind of on the right track, and it's kind of aligned with my dream, building this habit blog. So, and that's basically what you want to make sure. So that you're doing something that is at least related to your dream. So if it comes out here that you really like cooking and you just love combining two different cultural cuisines, then just go ahead and do it and start creating around it. So whatever you do after this, you should definitely start creating. I'm gonna put that down here. Start creating something related to your topic. And that's basically it. If you love cooking and recipes and you already cook and you cook for your friends, just put up a video camera the next time you invite them, or just set up a camera somewhere on a windowsill and have it record, and upload that to YouTube. Or write down the recipe, and instead of writing it down on a piece of paper, just type it into your computer and release it on a blog. Put a photo of the meal with it, and boom, that's it. That's easy. It's not that hard, and the people who create will always be the one who outshine the people who just consume, because the world is split into creators and consumers, and you can be either one or the other. But only the people who create will truly live the life of their dreams. That's what I believe. Yeah, because you're not going to get $1,000 of passive income by not doing stuff and just reading. That's not going to happen. Reading blog posts, watching videos on YouTube, nobody's going to pay you $1,000 a month for that. So get out there and start creating. I hope these questions have been helpful. If you have any further questions about these, just you know where I am. Find me on Twitter, find me on my blog, hit me up, and I'll be glad to talk some more. Peace, guys.